know you're somewhere.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. Today, Gemini, you guys got Grasshopper Spirit, Take a Leap of Faith, number 30. I feel like you guys are passing something, and it's like a life lesson. I feel like you've passed the life lesson. That's what I'm getting. And this could have been something that took you like 50 years to learn. Like, I'm not saying, when I say a life lesson, I mean like a huge lesson, like something that it can take somebody a lifetime to understand. And I feel like with the cross here in the book, it's like you have passed it. Yeah, you're ending at the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles is like, and this is the 6 of Wands, which is victory and success and legacy. So it could be something that's going to contribute to your legacy in life, something that's going to contribute to like who you are and what you make on this earth and what you leave behind, Gemini. But it's like whatever you just recently learned, like it could literally just be like you learned that you're the most important person in this reality, right? Like you just learned to put importance in yourself. That's a huge lesson. Some people live their entire lives for others. Some people live their entire lives in trying to please another. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever this lesson is, it doesn't matter. Like it could literally be something that you don't find to be like the biggest thing ever, but what you don't understand is like you're gonna win at the game of life. If you consider like life kind of like a game, like I wouldn't take, you know, the 3D that seriously, to be honest. But I also wouldn't call it a game at the same time. But what I am getting though is like you figured something out. It's like you've unlocked something. I think it's like you've unlocked something within you. It's reminding me of like, you know, in Harry Potter, the golden, is it the snitch or Stitch, the golden snitch, whatever, the thing that he has to catch. In the last movie, right? It was like a riddle. It was like I open at the close, right? And he was like, how the fuck am I gonna open this? And if you remember from the first movie, he opened the snitch with his mouth. Like he caught it in his mouth. So he had to like, you know, that was like a crazy ass like thing to remember. Like, oh, like maybe if I put it in my mouth, it'll open up. But that's how crazy I feel like this lesson is. Like it's gonna open now for you because you have the key, and the key is something that's very odd. It's something that like only you could understand, right? Like unless you were Harry, like you wouldn't know how to open the snitch. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the only person that opened it by catching it in his mouth by accident. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's something that doesn't happen often. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. It's like there's something here that you figured out that now you can carry with you for the future. And I don't know what it is. Like for everyone, again, it's different. For some of you, it's just putting yourself first. For others of you, it's maybe you've like unlocked something about your family. Maybe you've unlocked something about religion. Like whatever you've unlocked, it's like now you can take a leap and have the faith in knowing that you're like headed in the right direction. Like you can't be stopped, kind of. That's what I'm getting. So let's pull more on this, Gemini. This is so interesting because I was like giving out examples in the beginning of the read. I was like, maybe this has to do with your own importance. Maybe this has to do with like just, you know, self-importance, right? And I kind of feel like that is what the key here is, because the self came out in reverse with love in reverse. I feel like a lot of you guys give more to a relationship than you give to yourselves. Or maybe this is like a past energy where you gave a lot to a relationship, you gave a lot to somebody, and you've learned that that's not the way to do it, no matter who it is. And I think that this is a soulmate, because we have the 2 of Cups here, which is like a soulmate card, right? And I feel like a lot of you guys have had to learn this the hard way, like to put yourself first, to let this person go if they want to leave, to not try to force things, to kind of like be different, you know, when it comes to love in relationships, right? Like maybe you guys used to just be super giving all the time, like always giving, maybe always over giving, maybe always just putting someone first. And I feel like the table has switched. Like the switch has, like something has switched here. Something has like flipped, switched. Like I don't know how to explain it. Again, I feel like a lever opening, if that makes sense. Like I keep thinking of Harry Potter and the snitch. Like the only way for it to open was like a very specific and particular way. And I feel like that's the same thing happening here. Like the only way that this knowledge could be like unlocked was a very particular way. So maybe you had to date like this specific person to learn this lesson. You know, like only having dated this person could have taught you this lesson, and only like having it go the way that it went taught you this lesson. Maybe a lot of you guys are just feeling very independent at this time, because I see like this is what you've learned. This love in reverse, self in reverse. It has to do with the love that you have for yourself. And again, when it comes to relationships, like how much you probably try to make things work with people, and instead of just letting it go. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times I feel like shit hasn't been working out, and you guys may have put so much, you know, pressure on a relationship, or just time into a relationship, or effort into a relationship. And I see all those things changing. So I feel like this has a lot to do with not only like self-love, but how that reflects in relationships. Like if you don't love yourself, but you love somebody more than you love yourself, you know what I mean? Then how's that relationship gonna look? And this is like a total change. And like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I don't care about this relationship. I don't care about, I care, but I care about myself more. I choose myself. And I think a lot of people might see this as you being very like in your ego, or somebody might like try to judge you and say, well, wow, so you don't care about this relationship, you don't care about love, you don't care about like what we're doing here. And I just see you being like, I've always cared. You know what I mean? That's the problem. I've cared too much. Now I'm going to care about what really matters, and what really matters is me. That's kind of what I'm getting with this read. This is you ending the read, King of Air. I feel like it's important that you're in the masculine energy, because I feel like maybe you've been in the feminine too much. Like maybe you were a distorted feminine, you know? I don't know. I just feel like there's some sort of balancing out going on here when it comes to you as a person. Honestly, I feel like you guys might be letting somebody go. If that's like the route that you think that you need to take in order to like have more time for yourself, like I see maybe you guys breaking up with someone. Yeah, I was saying that, and then look what's at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups in the bottom with Union in the bottom. Yeah, I see like a breakup happening, honestly, or somebody just being like, you know what, I chose myself. Like maybe in the past I didn't, and I'm gonna correct that. Maybe it's been years that you've been choosing another over yourself, but I feel like this is literally, and for some of you guys, it's breaking like karma for your family, because the cross kind of reminds me of family, or something that was like indoctrinated in you that you didn't have like a choice over. So let's just say like everybody in your family does shit like this. Like everybody in your family like puts a man over themselves, or puts a woman over themselves, right? Like you're breaking that tradition with the 10 of Pentacles. That's what I'm getting. Like you're breaking that legacy. Like you're not going to be a part of that tradition or that legacy. So if you think back and you look at all the women in your family, right, or you think back and you look at all the men in your family, and you see that they're all like in toxic, like bad relationships, or they're all, you know, they all, let's just say like all of them get cheated on and they all stay with the man. You know what I mean? Like there's something here that seems familial, to be honest. And I feel like a lot of you guys are like not doing this anymore. You're like, I'm just breaking this open and apart. Like I don't, even though I feel like that's the only way that you used to get validation, and that's the only way you used to feel loved, is if somebody was around you. Now you're changing the rules by trying to love yourself. I think this is something that if you're not doing yet, you're gonna do. Like in this year, 2023. Like this breakup is not, it's not a normal breakup, because it's like it's a very powerful breakup, because it changes the way that your life is gonna occur, and it changes the way that you do things from now on. So a lot of you guys have been like, again, just putting others above yourself, and this is like what's gonna change. And again, everyone in your family, I feel like, does this, or everybody in your family has this thing that they do that like you're kind of falling prey to, and I feel like you're gonna break it for your family. A lot of it just has to do with you like choosing yourself though. Like, why do I only love myself if I'm in a relationship? Why do I only care about myself when somebody cares about me? Why can't I just love myself by myself? Like, why does there have to be someone else here? And the funny thing is, like, the people that you guys, I feel like, have to, like, redeem, like, oh, like, your redemption, this person, right? This person that makes you feel like, you're, I'm worth loving because they love me. I feel like these people aren't even shit. Like, these people are toxic, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? Because who would love somebody who doesn't, like, love themselves? You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's, a partner of yours is, like, loving you when you don't even have love for yourself, then, like, they're toxic as well. So this is, like, toxic, I don't know, relationships that I, like, you're gonna put an end to. And it doesn't matter. They're definitely soulmates, too. Like, they were put here to learn a lesson, and you were put here to learn a lesson. And I feel like the divine's just been waiting for someone to break this karma. And I feel like a lot of you guys, like, if you think of all your cousins and all your family members, like, you haven't done that. I feel like a lot of you guys are like, well, my mom's not like that, but, like, or my dad's not like that. But think about, like, your aunts and uncles on, like, it's somebody's side of the family. Like, it's not going to be, like, from your mom's side and your dad's side. Not usually. It's, like, either from your mom's side or from your dad's side. Like, both sides of the, like, no, how do I explain it? When your parents get married, right? Both sides of the family, again, it would be odd for both of them to suffer from the same problem. That could be the case here. I'm getting it's not, like, a two-sided family thing, like, from the mom side and the dad side. It's the mom side or the dad side. It's like one of the sides has this issue. Like, everyone on that side does the same thing. Do you get what I'm saying? With the masculine being out here, the king of air, it could be the masculine side. It's the father side. I think 2023 is going to be a big year for you, Gemini, with the Destiny card, because this is a time for you to make things right, to change things, to do things differently. Like, if you were to have a kid, you wouldn't want them to do the things that you've done. You wouldn't want them to, like, see the things that you've done. And you wouldn't want them to live the way you've lived. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you're making the change for yourself. Because the reality is, if you do continue to live the life that you choose to live with this person and this type of a relationship, then your kids will probably do the same thing. Like, let's be honest. If, like, you're on this channel and you're the one and you choose to break it, it'll be broken forever. But if you're on this channel and you hear this and you don't break it, there's not really a likely chance that your kids are going to hear something similar to this in their lifetime and, like, break it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you are hearing this and you are somebody who's kind of going through some sort of, like, relationship trauma and needs more self-love and needs to choose themselves and needs to put themselves first, it's kind of like your responsibility, to be honest. Because with destiny, it's like, that's what your destiny is. I don't think it's like your children's destiny. I think it's your destiny. Yeah. This is like a deep ass read. I see a union, though, like, breaking this year. And I think it's been very hard. Like, this isn't something maybe that this is a relationship maybe you've been in for a long time, but I see you walking away from it. And that's what I feel like the sleep of faith is. The sleep of faith is, like, belief in yourself, which is something that I don't feel like you had in the past. Like, believing in yourself and not this person or not the people that you've put the faith in for a long time. So yeah, Gemini, this is a crazy read. I don't even want to clarify. I just feel like it's very concise. It's very to the point. Whatever you're learning, it's going to serve you well, and it's going to break karma. For some of you, it's generational karma. For others of you, it's just, like, you could never have how do I explain it? You couldn't have gone out of this if you tried. Like, some of you are like, well, how could I have done things differently from, like, the start? It was, like, not meant to be different because it was meant to be broken. So in order for something to break, it has to be formed first. So it's like you had to go through this. You know what I mean? Because you had to learn something. Like, if you never went through something like this, you'd never learn anything from it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if your life was different, things would be different for you. But your life was meant to play out in this way so that you could break something. That's what I'm getting. And I think a lot of you guys could even help other people in your family. Like, if this is a generational thing, Like a lot of the people you can't help because this is just the way they are, and that's something that you might understand, but you could even help other people. Like not people in your family, but other women or other men. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of you guys might even have like a change in career, because what you don't understand is like this knowledge that you're gaining this lifetime, which you've gained and which you've learned, a lot of people want to learn. A lot of people want to do, but it's not easy. And again, if family members don't want to do it, I think a lot of people in the world would want to, like that have the similar problem or have a similar issue, or who like, let's just say it's self-love. Let's just say it's choosing yourself over a man or a woman. Let's just say it's choosing yourself in a relationship. Whatever this is that you've learned, it's like a lot of people struggle with the same things. And maybe your family won't find this something, you know, you try to help people in your family and they don't give a fuck, you know, like this is dumb, stop. This makes no sense to me. There's a lot of people that it would make sense to, and there's a lot of people that you could help. So yeah, Gemini, let's pull some advice for you. So a lot of you guys are like, if I do this, like, okay, I feel like a lot of you guys have been doing the work, right? And let's just say this breakup isn't, you're not ready for this breakup. This is kind of like foreshadowing your future. Like, I feel like I never really do predictions, but I feel like if you're not in this energy right now, I do feel like you will be soon. Because there's like this, how do I explain it? There's this like progression here with the angel cards. Do the work and expect the miracles. Do the work, expect miracles. Do the work, expect miracles. So they're like, again, this is not just for you. This is not just for one person. This is for anybody who decides to do the work. And you're doing the work. You know what I'm saying? You're breaking this karma of your family. You're breaking this karma in your own life. And because of that, you can expect miracles. You can expect things to change dramatically. You can expect your life to be very different from today than it was yesterday. Do you know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact that you're doing shit that's different. Imagine like wanting a different life and doing the same shit every day for the rest of your life. Like your life is never going to change. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel like someone has to be fed up enough to make these changes. Has to be like, fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone has to get to that point. And whoever is getting to that point, whoever this reading is for, that's what's going to enable you to do the work. I think this is honestly just the beginning. Whether you believe it or not, like maybe this is the hardest thing you've ever done, but it's just the beginning. You know what I mean? It's just the beginning of healing. It's just the beginning of a lot of things in your life that, again, like maybe you would have never expected in the past, but it's going to change everything for you. Like that's what I'm getting. Like imagine being with like an abusive partner your entire life. You know what I mean? Like how much things could open up for you if you were just to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when the beginning of your life is going to start. It's just like, this is just the beginning, Gemini. And for a lot of you guys, you're going to help others do the work. You're going to help others because you, again, what you don't understand, and I've explained this in so many videos, so I'm sorry if it's like repetitive, but like when you've been like people who are on tarot, a lot of people who like are here, you've been through a lot of things. Like this isn't like, how do I explain it? Like tarot is usually for people who've been through a lot of shit. Especially people on my channel. Like tarot is not, like people who resonate with my channel specifically are people who have gone through a lot of shit. Because only when you've gone through shit do you want to like improve. You know what I mean? Only when you recognize that something's wrong do you wish like things could be better. So I always think like people on my channel are just smarter than a lot of people on other channels, trust me. So give yourself some credit for just being here in the first place, because again, I don't feel like a lot of people can grasp half the shit that I'm talking about, right? And then if you can grasp it, a lot of people like get mad and they get upset at like what they're hearing because it's like ringing true, but like they don't want it to be true. You know, like I don't want to admit that, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna dislike this video, whatever. And that's the reality of like the world we're living in. But the truth here is like you've been through something that a lot of people are going through right now. And like the only thing that I feel like you're being asked to do is like to help yourself first, so that maybe one day you can help one other person. And I know you think like, well, that's insignificant, like helping one person when so many need help, but you don't understand like what waves you're gonna create, right? Like just by like helping yourself, you change your own karma, and that breaks maybe the karma in your family for the rest of like eternity, right? Which is crazy. Just you doing this one thing, and then on the same level, like you maybe spreading the word to one other person, that changes somebody else's life and somebody else's family. And you know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna create waves with this shit, and you just don't understand that now, because like this might not even be something that you're ready to do, whatever this breakup seems to be. But I definitely see somebody doing it, and then, you know, miracles are going to come in for you. I see career changes. I see kind of figuring out what you're meant to be doing. I see a lot of people like could be counselors and working with people who like need to be rescued. Like I just see a lot of shit going on here, Gemini. So I feel like whatever you've learned in 2022 or whatever you're on the precipice of learning, like you haven't gotten there yet, but you're about to get there. Again, I kind of feel like foreshadowing for some of you, like a relationship will end this year and you're going to be devastated, but you're not going to realize like how good it was that it ended. And what's funny is like I feel like it's going to end by your own hands. Like, and it's funny because I feel like you're like, well, they might leave me, but I don't see me leaving them. That's going to change. I feel like you're going to leave this person. So yeah, like again, a lot of shit's going to happen, Gemini, this year in terms of relationships for you. That's only when you start to believe in yourself. You start to love yourself more, and you start to see the fact that like the only person that's holding you back right now and that has always held you back is yourself. And again, a lot of you, I feel like this genetic component, this like familial component is like, this is all you've ever learned. This is all you've ever seen your entire life. And it's like, you don't know like how things could be different for you. But it's like, you do know things could be different because you see it all the time in other people's lives. You just don't think it could be different for you particularly. But that has to do with the love that you have for yourself. Right? And again, this is the beginning. This is the beginning of healing. This is the beginning of a lot of things for you. But I just see this year of 2023 possibly being the best year in your life, just because of like what you're about to break. So yeah, Gemini, I love you guys. I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.